At an early age, I studied at the Pasig Catholic School. But after the second grade, I was so naughty. I used to quarrel with everybody, even boys and girls, that my mother decided in Manila, St. Joseph Academy, which is located at the Ayala Bridge, where the bad boys were being sent. Actually, I was fighting almost every day with boys and girls. So I was sent to a school in Manila, but I did not stay there long, because the first day that my mother went to visit me, I told her that I had climbed the wall, and I saw that Pasig River was not too wide and I could easily swim across. And I told her that if she will not take me out, she will not find me there anymore, because I will just cross the river. So I was brought home, and I was transferred to the Catholic Elementary School, where I behaved a little bit. After graduating in intermediate, my mother decided to send me again to school in Manila, in the University High School. And he placed me in a dormitory in Santa Rita's Hall in Top Avenue, where I soon had fights with everybody, until one day I lost my front tooth. And when I went home, my mother had to bring me out also, because I was so naughty. But that lesson gave me, that incident gave me a lesson that it does not pay to fight and to quarrel with everybody. So I decided to be a good boy from that day on. And finally, I finished my high school in UP High in 1923. And I went to college, engineering, and finished my course in civil engineering in 1927. But before I went to college, after high school, my mother gave me 30 pesos and gave me permission to go to Baguio, where I could enroll in mathematics in summer school in Baguio at that time. And with that 30 pesos, I stayed in Baguio for 30 days, not sending even one letter to my mother, who was worried because I disappeared for 30 days. I was just really a truant boy. But in college, well, not before college, I met the mother of Pachi, and where I met in Baguio. I stayed at the government center, which is now Vallejo Hotel, in front of the Pines Hotel. After graduating in the College of Engineering, where I was president of our class, I became a very studious student in college. After the lessons I got during primary grade in high school, I behaved and I studied very hard, and I graduated second in my class, and I got a silver medal for it. But I did not get an honor, because during my first year in college, I used to leave classes and go to the shows in vaudeville shows in near Santa Cruz, and I had some bad grades during the first year, which prevented me from graduating with honors. But from the second year up to fourth year, I was always number one in my class. I had some bad grades during the first year, which prevented me from graduating with honors. But from the second year up to fourth year, I was always number one in my class. Second year up to fourth year, I was always number one in my class. Where I built the Carmen Bridge, and I started to go out with girls. I had a very nice looking girlfriend in Bohol, and I even escorted the beauty queen in Rizal Day, where I was the escort. I was not a bad looking person at that time, so I was very popular with the girls. From Bohol, I was assigned to Batangas, where my work was usually in surveying the road from Tagaytay to Batangas, and where I stayed for about a year. It was a difficult job, survey work, especially during the rainy season. In 1930, I was assigned to the central office in Manila in the designing division. I took the examination for scholarship and obtained a scholarship at MIT in 1930, where I stayed for 2 years to get my master's degree at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. As usual, I was popular with the girls. In fact, I had an American girlfriend with whom I had lived practically. But I was not ready to marry her because I was afraid to marry a foreigner. So when my time to return to the Philippines came, I went through Europe, stayed there for 3 months, studying the ports and harbors in Holland, Germany, and other places in Europe. And I was so lonesome on my trip from New York to London that I wanted my girlfriend in the United States to come with me. But unfortunately, I left my money with Professor Ramirez, who refused to give passage for my girlfriend in the United States. So I just had to come home alone to the Philippines. Soon after that, when I came back, I married Pachi's mother, Catalina Reyes, and while I was employed at the Bureau of Public Works in Manila, I was also teaching at the National University, and finally I became Dean of the Institute of Technology of the Far Eastern University. At first, I thought I was going to be childless because for the first 7 years of my marriage, always having miscarriages. Finally, one day, we went to Antipolo, and because my belief was that if I make a promise to the Virgin of Antipolo, I would be given a child. And I bought a property there, promising to build a house in Antipolo if I should have one child. And Pachi came. She was born soon, and we lived in Antipolo. I built a house in Antipolo as I promised. But It didn't take very long. I resigned from the Bureau of Public Works in 1938 and engaged in contracting.
Why did you resign from the Bureau of Public Works?
Because my salary was only 340 pesos a month. And for a while, I thought I could make money as a contractor. And I did resign. And for 3 months, I could not get a job. But finally, when the jobs came, they were many and very lucrative. And I was very glad that I had left the government service. Besides that, I taught at the Far Eastern University, and soon I became dean of the college. And with that additional income I was getting from college as dean and my contracts, I was making money. In fact, I started to engage in the business of real estate. Actually, at my early age, as a professional civil engineer, I did not have an idea that real estate business is the best business. I thought, for example, I was in Cavite, in Tagaytay. Real estate cost 1 centavo a square meter, and I was a surveyor over there, but I did not buy because I had no sense. I had no business sense. It takes experience and age before you realize that. Furthermore, I was interested in agriculture. I bought a tractor, and I bought land in Buting for raising corn. I built some irrigation pumps, and but money coming from agriculture is, I found out, not to be very lucrative. But the properties that I bought for farms became subdivisions, and which properties that I bought at 65 centavos became worth 65 pesos, and that's where I made money. I did not make money on the farming itself. And since my experience in that line, I have been buying farms around the towns. Because by buying farms around the town, all those farms become part of the community. As it expands, it becomes residential. And the property that you buy for 10 centavos becomes at least 10 pesos a square meter. So that's 1,000 times more. You make money in the real estate, not in the farming. You have to buy land around the towns for farming, which eventually becomes real estate for housing projects. Like what I have now in Antipolo, 40 hectares that I bought practically at 10 centavos. It's my investment there was about maybe 400,000 pesos. But now the property is worth 40 million. In what business can you make several thousand% interest? Profit. And you don't have to declare it, because once you make it into housing projects, the money will come to you in trickles, and you can declare only your receipts in trickles, making your income not so you don't have to pay